confused about what Agile project management is and what it can be used for? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the benefits of Agile project management and some of the pitfalls. Stay tuned. Now, if you really want to master your project, stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm going to share with you how to get your hands on an amazing download on ensuring that your projects don't fail. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Adriana Girdler, and on this channel, you're going to get the best project management and career advice coming to you every week. So if you're interested in learning more about Agile project management, please subscribe, like this video, and let's get to it. What is Agile project management? Well, I asked you guys about Agile, and over 65% of you have either never heard of it or have never used it. So I'm going to now clear it up for you so we're all on the same page. Agile is a framework for delivering products quickly and efficiently. And Agile project management takes an iterative approach when it comes to executing on those items within your project framework. So what does this really mean? Every project within its life cycle of execution has a standard sequence of plan, build, test, review, and launch. Now, the big difference here is when we take a look at this iteration approach, we're not doing everything in the plan phase before we move on to the next one, and we're not then going and building everything and then moving on. That's more known as a waterfall effect. In fact, if you go to YouTube search, go Adriana Girdler, waterfall, I explain that methodology there. But when it comes to Agile project management, it's that iteration that we do where instead of doing everything and then moving on until you have it all done, which actually creates a lot of issues because it can actually create more rework for you when you finally get to the launch end or even in testing and realize everything you build, which was everything, a lot of things are wrong and you got to rework it. So what Agile does in order to make things quick, effective, and efficient is it does these smaller sections. It's kind of like, let me take one or two things and put it through this iteration of plan, build, test, review, and launch. Once that's done and everything is good, let me now take a few other little things and do the exact same thing. And you do this over and over and over multiple times within your project execution life cycle. So now this becomes where very quickly you already have things in a very short time frame that you can start to launch. It's like a wash, rinse, repeat cycle, constantly wash, rinse, repeat, over and over and over. And it is something that can really help move certain projects along very quickly. Now, there are different methodologies to Agile, which is interestingly enough, it's not just one. The most famous one out there is a Scrum technique. There's also a Kanban. In fact, I have a video explaining that one. There's also XP and Lean and a whole bunch more. In fact, that kind of sounds like there could be a video in there. So if you want to hear more about that, put it in the comments below and we can put that on our list of potential videos that you may want. So that, in essence, is what Agile project management is. Benefits of Agile project management. Now, just to take note, Agile was really born in the software industry and it was used in order to have a quicker result with better output and less rework. So that's how Agile really was born. So it's quite interesting. Now, what we're finding though is a lot of other sectors are now adopting this concept. So let's roll into those benefits. And the first benefit is better quality. As I said, because of this iteration approach and you do that plan, build, test portion before you launch it becomes really important because you're doing it in these smaller chunks. So now we have really good quality on items that are being developed because it's really being focused and laser beamed and you don't move on until that is done and it works well. And then you go on to the next cycle. So that is a really huge benefit. It's just better quality immediately versus waiting to the absolute end where you're still not 100% sure until you do all your testing if you have any issues, which actually may impede your timeline. Higher customer satisfaction. The big thing with Agile is not only the iteration approach, is that you're really in direct contact with your customer, wanting to know what their requirements are, and always checking back in with them because now they have the ability, because your iteration, and that if they want to change something, it's not that big of a deal because you can just put that change in the next iteration cycle. Or if you have to change something that was already developed, it's a tiny portion. It's not everything. So you can go in and make those changes accordingly. So your customers are more involved. You're pulling out on them to find out what are their needs. And again, those needs change. So it has more flexibility, in essence, more agility to really ensure that you get the end result that your customer wants. So definitely higher customer satisfaction. More control. Now this becomes really interesting because you have more interactions with your customers. You're really focusing on this iteration of plan, build, test, review, and launch with all of these sort of many things that you're bringing into play, which ultimately altogether is going to give you your end result. There's a lot more transparency because you can't move on until you really figure out and complete everything in that iteration. So it's really a lot more control. You know down the road whether you're going to do something, not do something, or whether something has to change. So that's a real big benefit of Agile. Pitfalls of Agile project management. Now, this is a really important topic because like everything, there is a yin and a yang, a sun and a moon, there's black and white, there's the opposites to everything. And with the benefits, as awesome as they are, there are some pitfalls. So the first pitfall is a lack of understanding from senior management. So this happens a lot. Senior management hears the word Agile, hear the word about the methodology, they hear all the awesome stuff with it, they get excited, and they're like, okay, implement Agile methodology now. But, and I'm telling you this is a real big but, they don't support it properly. They want to implement Agile methodology in their traditional ways of working, and that is just not going to fly. In order for Agile methodology to work, you need dedicated teams, there is a framework to doing it, and a lot of organizations, when they try to adopt this, don't understand that and don't set it up properly, and then they wonder why Agile methodology fails. So that's a huge pitfall, probably one of the biggest one and number one reason why Agile methodology or Agile project management does not work, and then gets a bad rap, which is really unfortunate because the methodology is perfect, you just need to set it up properly. Lack of commitment and discipline. All right, just like the other tip about the framework and dedication, it becomes really important that people are committed and they're disciplined to the methodology of Agile. If you're not set up properly, what will happen is you'll start to get distracted, you'll get pulled on other projects, and then this whole aspect of being dedicated to an activity and getting things done, because don't forget, these iterations tend to happen in a 2 or 3 week cycle. And you're working on that every day. You're working on it every day, talking to your team, and if you don't have the commitment to that, then you'll start to fall quite quickly from your timeline and the activities, and then you don't have Agile project management anymore. You have something, I don't know what you have. You have something that's not working. It really is what's occurring. So you need to ensure that your team does not get distracted. You need to ensure that there's discipline and that those who are not part of the project team are not interjecting, creating havoc as well, because they're like, oh, I need to pull someone off, or that's not our priority, we have to do this. Once you're in that iteration and you're moving forward, you really need to be dedicated and disciplined to it. Increase pressure and stress. All right, I already told you the reason why this brought in was for the software industry in order to move things out quicker, which actually makes a lot of sense, right? Things are happening really fast in that particular industry, so you don't want to be the last one out, you kind of want to be the first one out. That's why there's so much beta testing out there, but anyway, that's a personal opinion. But really, the increase of pressure and stress is a real thing. Because now you have these iteration cycles, there's this pressure to ensure that you're successful with it. And did you set it up properly? The requirements that you pulled in this iteration, did you pull too many? That can become a problem. Perhaps it was too big of a concept that you pulled in order to do your iteration with, and now you're not done within that 2-3 week cycle. Nothing wrong with that, because you can throw it into the next 2-3 week cycle if you're not completed. But if you don't have people around you, particularly upper management, who don't get that, then they're going to be on you, hounding you in order to get it done. So it is a lot of pressure, it is a lot of stress, it's a lot faster. So just take note of that when you're getting into Agile methodology. Now that you have a better understanding of Agile project management, I would like for you to go to the link below and grab this. Take note, projects about this whole iteration I was talking about, there's more to it than just that. There's a framework, there's an initiation stage you have to do, and there's a whole bunch of pitfalls in projects Agile methodology, waterfall methodology, it doesn't matter, you need to be aware of. And guess what? They're in here just for you, and it's free. So why not get it? It's only going to help you. So please check it out. Thanks. Now that you learned something new, Agile Project Management, how cool, please like this video, share it with everybody you know. It actually tells YouTube we're doing a really good job with our content and allowing us to grow this channel, giving you more great topics. So on that note, let me know what you think. If you have any other ideas, that would be great. And I'll see you at the next video.